for map number 2, Inferno. Squaring off between these two teams, 3D Max and Sinners. Sinners squeaked that one over the line in regulation, 13-11. That has me excited for what could be in store here on Inferno.
Just one measly map away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Locking in their position here in EPL, and it's going to be an exciting story for them here if they can lock that in. Taking some fights down middle here, looking to get the job done on Inferno. Look at this Halls pop though rolling on out. They got to be careful about what's around that corner. A lot of players hunting on in. That's what they got to fear for right there. Shots like that, Yoko. Finding himself multiple kills right there. And that just puts that entire A-side defense down. There goes the site, and we know how difficult it is to pull these retakes off on the A-bomb site.
It is indeed. It is indeed. It'll take Shock. Maybe finding a little bit of an open door here, but as he's clearing in towards mid, I mean, time's going off the clock. They've got the kit. But they're going to pull the trigger. They're going to back off. They're going to bail. Not getting the kill that they wanted. Maybe if they'd isolated one towards mid, maybe if someone had faced him, they'd have had a road back in. But Sinner's going to take the conservative option, keep the armor, keep the kit into the next. A little something more for this force buy. 3 max strike first. All right, Shark. Parting gift. Parting shot, but no survival.
We'll be able to chase one little extra downrange as well. Do get a immediate pause thereafter. Started off with a nice little 4v5, but you kind of see that one rolling on out. A lot of teams willing to sacrifice a little bit of resources towards that A-side defense early on in hopes that maybe their players on B can find kills and hold off a little bit more effectively on some quicker plays. But 3D Max find the perfect target, and they're able to start off with a pistol here.
Little pause coming in. Gonna guess this is of an unfortunate technical nature. Let me see if I can dive in and figure it out. Let's see.
Getting into the weeds.
I haven't gotten the answer just yet, but it should be a quick one. So hopefully we'll be back in just a moment here, folks. Just a moment. Thanks for bearing with us here. But, I mean, talking about Ancient, right? That was a 6-0 start for the Sinners. So it's already looking a little worse for the wear here. 3D Max get to go early. Don't have to be finding the answers. They've got them themselves. And I do have to say, you know, I've seen a suspicious lack of Inferno. I have not seen a lot of Inferno since the new game came through.
Yeah, for the best, to be honest. That map kind of sucks.
I know you hate a little Inferno. We disagree about that one.
Just a little bit of, I would say for a lot of teams, it is like the map that's changed the most here. Coming into CS2. So, you know, we've seen the slight updates for maps like Overpass, maps like Anubis there that have gotten some nice little swap outs or changes in small details, but this map has been changed drastically by like utility here, and so we're still seeing like a lot of shifts. I think out of the gates this map was very CT sided. Now the T's finding more options, so whenever that sort of turmoil early on, it takes like one team I think to really master this map, and maybe we'll see it back into its regularly scheduled, you know, programming in the scene. But again, there's a lot to be discovered still.
Interesting setup with a Nova. We saw Oscar get an XM clip on Ancient. He's trying with a Nova here. Respect the hustle. I'm a big booster of buying more Novas. Gun is good.
What's up with the old heads and loving shotguns, man? Something about it.
I think it's just operas are like $900 kill reward. Why, I will try this, thank you. Get me to the big green faster? Sure. It's kind of, if you think about it, a shotgun is kind of like an op with no scope, and you gotta hit him close up.
True.
One shot, it's gone. Right.
Oh, can he get it under the bench? No, it's under the bench. He can't grab the smoke.
Oh no.
Oh.
Maybe he could like shoot it.
Yeah, I think that was the only way, but he doesn't have a lot of time, right? If you're caught shooting in CT spawn, they're just gonna press you, and he just has to dance between these fights right now. 5-7 out, but he just blasted. That is unbelievably unfortunate right there.
The bench did him dirty. This is almost certainly gonna be a 4-man save as well. So bench 1, Sinners 0.
That is infuriating right there. You're telling me you can't just like bend down on one knee and swipe that aside? You know, maybe kick it with your foot there or something. You know what I mean? Give him a break there. Oh, poor guy.
I've
Don't
been
know how
talking
much
about
it
this
would
for a
change
while,
it.
but the next thing they need to add as a purchasable item is a little grabby, one of those grabby claws. You know, the extendo
dinosaur
grabbers.
claws?
Yeah.
The
So
T-Rexes?
you can have a, if you buy it for like $200 or whatever, you got a longer E pickup. For
Wow.
getting those nades from under the couch.
Yeah, that would have been perfect right there. You could make it cheap too, right? I mean, those things cost like, you know, $5 at the 5 and below.
Yeah. But this is CS inflation. We're gonna make it like $100.
Okay, fair enough.
Those arms dealers, they get a premium.
Yeah, you gotta smuggle it in. You know, you gotta pay extra. We had to talk earlier about the coffins. The coffins here in Inferno used to have missiles on them. Someone asked why. It was for smuggling purposes.
Yeah, I think that
Had to explain.
the implication was that there may actually be a reason why the T side is trying to detonate things, you know? There's lore here. You know, Counter-Strike.
But maybe they're just sneaking in T-Rex grabbing claws.
Yeah. If you crack that thing open right now, it's T-Rex grabbing claws, and it's like old people walkers. That's what they're smuggling in right now. Beastic down. They've got the stack here this time, but you gotta capitalize. Quertz gonna do exactly that. My goodness, Quertz. A little bit of spice, a little bit of flair, and they still haven't found the Nova, because that's all the way on A.
Oscar's saying, bait him on into me. Let him come on back here. There's still 2 players on this B bomb site proper here, and they're gonna get an execute sent their way. I mean, this is still a very effective chance at a defense here with an MP9 flash combo ready to go for shot.
Shock's just here to set up the flash, so even that smoke doesn't really matter. Just gotta line that up right. Pop that. Oh, the molly. The molly does it. Love that. 3D max. Don't get over eager. Don't get over hasty. They just need to bring it through. Now they gotta be a little bit careful not to get flanked by the Nova. I don't know where Shock is. And Oscar, he's got no. First one found. Oscar making this expensive at the very least. Because he's trying to plant. There's not a ton of time, but the double swing is in, and they're all good.
Taking care of business right there, making sure things don't get too far out of control. I like the double swing. Prioritizing the fight as opposed to prioritizing that bomb plant. Really throughout that entire round there, they were super careful. If you play that one a little too lackadaisical, you don't clear out new box. That's where that P2000 can actually find the kill, and that's where things get really sour for 3D Max. But they were never in a big panic, it seemed like, even when some scares were put onto them here. This is that first full buy rolling on out here for 3D, or rather for Sinners. Op included in that mix here. No longer wielding the Nova.
He's gotta be happy about that one. It's like it's a Nova, but I can hit people far away.
Yeah.
It's technology.
Sad part is you have to hit him.
When will they let me put a scope on my Nova? That's what I want.
Make it
It's like
so effective at holding angles there, you know what I mean? Just
like Krieg, but a
right
Nova.
around the corner, yeah. Playing inside a boiler there, just scoping in. Be a little bit tricky. It might make things a little bit worse. They're doing a
scope
hold
shot
pop though.
This is a big one. They're in towards pit. They've got the space. ZEDKO under pressure. ZEDKO done. Oscar got one, but this is still an exchange 3D Max are going to be happy with. There's 3 players on, but they've got to stay alive. No utility, not finding its mark. Pressure onto Oscar. He's alone and eliminated. 3D Max. That plays out to perfection for them. They get the pit position. They're happy. You stack those numbers up, They don't care. They'll knock them all down. Just makes it a little bit more of a challenge. So bomb down, and Sinners not able to really get activated in this one.
Of the usage of that, verticality of the smokes right there. Beastic trying to find that last kill. He will. Maybe securing a save here. Its retreat is not guaranteed though. Yoko has the clothesline. No, Beastic gonna walk away safe and sound. Still fighting here. Wants one more. He went down swinging at the very least, but he will go down. But yeah, it's cool to see that Hall's pop there. That smoke gives them so much room to work with. You wouldn't think that the balcony is like a super useful position on an execute, right? You want to get out and towards that pit as soon as possible, but they're able to offer up coverage for other players right here. Able to bring in some more influence right there. And so for Sinners, when they have that sight hold and they lose their pit player, there's no crossfire potential, and all of them are left dealing with all these wild off angles that 3D Max have found themselves in.
Just the Deegs to deal with in this one. Deegs and 5-7s. Still danger in this. We've seen a few of these cheeky anti-eco stacks. Okay, no shock though. Not living up to his name. And look at the Brawly style. 3D Max are comfortable. They know Oscar's in the smoke. He's coming back out. Just trying to knife. A little bit of fun with that one. Beastic will put a blemish on the perfect record, but it should be the last one available to them. And unfortunately for his teammates, that gun is definitely not going to be retrievable unless the bomb does them a real solid.
Much we hunt in these ecos.
Not. There's no real need. Send mock him. Oh no, he can just pick up the AK. Never mind. Definitely no reason. But they disagree.
But what about that sweet KD?
Gotta get that KD. Yo, hAdji hasn't died yet. He says, let me hunt. And,
Ooh.
4-0. You just keep hunting.
Oh, of course, yeah. Nothing could stop you here. You're just clicking tab every time, and you just build even more confidence. What's nice here right now is for 3D Max, they found themselves in a deep hole at the beginning stages, down 6-0. They dug themselves out of it, but it bought enough time there later down the line here. hAdji, you want some more? ZEDKO not feeding the beast just yet. He has armor, so he probably does want to save here if possible. But, just about manages to dodge out on that one, sure. Why not? 3D Max. Find themselves on the 5 here. A little bit of hijinks, some shenanigans.
I love a cheeky bit of shenanigans. Who doesn't? You know? Tomfoolery. Oscar's got the op back out. Where are we getting Oscar? Oscar honestly wasn't a huge difference maker on Ancient either. Built him up in the pregame as he can be that guy. So how's he gonna do it here? Up on Balk, setting up flashes for KWERTZZ peek. There's that peek, there's that flash, but hAdji ready for it. Good damage out from KWERTZZ, no kills though. So I wanted to get the young gun activated. Look at this banana push though. Beastic shot. Coming in on the flank. They're spotted. They're traded, but there's another one on, and that's not going to work. Good recovery from XRCs. Could have been dangerous. Now they know where the op is. They can just leave. There's a double push down banana. I'm surprised they're not more confidently pushing into CT, but I guess wary that a rotator could already be on.
Lots of communication was there. They were running back towards that B side, but it was actually all a reroute. It's all messing with the brains here of Sinners. Thinking that they are going towards B, but they couldn't be more wrong. They're going back towards apps.
But how can you not make this read? How can you not make this play? They went quiet. You have to assume they're going B. Now ZEDKO's like, I don't know, bro. We didn't see anything in CT. I feel like they would be there. And it's all going to be about the timing. As he swings out, he finds it, puts it in a 2v2. Even if he can't deny this bomb plant, this is huge for ZEDKO. Gives them a little moto smoke. That should allow them to plant. Gonna get the blue
Right at the edge. That flashbang Gonna facilitate him on in here. The bomb is out, but it's ZEDKO to overwhelm here. No time for hAdji to work this one. 10 seconds left on the clock. Isolates the first here. Knows that the last is on site. ZEDKO again hiding on towards the default. Can he do it back-to-back rounds? This time to win it here. Chase is in from hAdji, and he will just take the fight straight up. Finally, Sinners are on the board.
Baller play from ZEDKO there. Just slipping the gap, right? If they don't get that bomb, if they get that bomb planted earlier, it's done so, right? If they have a bomb to defend, there's no way that retake happens. But because he gets that first kill out from Library, that just shows a little bit of chaos. His smoke goes down. They're wary that he can slip through. Finally, they look away. He does slip through. Ah, it's brilliant. That's a brilliant round from ZEDKO. What a way to get started here. That's gonna get Sinners on the board. It's not, the problem is, it's not like exactly a repeatable way to win a round. But this is, all right, Joko down to 1, get out of there. Utility barrage here on Banana. This is what the money gives you now. Even with the limited guns, they opted for more util, and it pays off. Now B-Stick looking to take it a step further. Maybe a step too far.
Tripped on his way in right there. Like he gonna punish, at least going down with some damage. It was an info gathering play right there. But behind it stands another MP9 just the same here. In fact, a lot of players left standing right around that corner. Boost, elevated angle. He doesn't catch him on the edge of that smoke. Just enough vision to work with, though. Shot gonna take that pillar on down. And hAdji doesn't have enough HP to stand and fight here. The op's gonna take care of him as well. Oscar gonna find another kill here, but Oscar gonna find the last as well. Making sure that things don't get out of hand. 2 op shots rattled off, and Sinners get their second.
Here we go. Putting a couple together. Money's still there for 3D Max, so pressure still going to be applied. Just the reality of a built-up T side is you kind of never dig yourself out from under it. But let's see. It's a better buy for Sinners. They got more to work with here. Now we're starting to see the pieces of what they want out of the defense, and we have seen the swings. Certainly was the case on Ancient. Jump over, dodges the off. But Lucky this time wants to get more aggressive. Says they're not going to go for that deep fight 2 times in a row. This time it's mine. Oh, ZEDKO. ZEDKO. So cheeky. And he gets it. And he's away. A thief in the night. And Oscar's not content with just stealing the television. He wants to go back for the jewels, for the gems, for the change in your couch. And so ZEDKO's gone back all the way through. There's an awareness that this is a possibility. But Exorcist has discounted it. So ZEDKO, he's all the way past. Uh-oh.
So a game of timing right now on this flank. I think he should be able to get it, right? He should be able to get it, but it depends on the pace here of 3D Max. If they make it up towards the bracket side of things, it might be nullified. But they're not going to make it in time. ZEDKO going to continue to move on this flank here. Back return. Sweet, sweet shots there to find. ZEDKO going to take care of a quick kill here. But there's an apartment lurk that's a big question mark.
It's
Bomb
all
needs to
about
make
this.
it, though.
Yeah, that's the problem, is the bomb's right here. Maka needs to get around. Should know he's got an isolated player. Oh, he's into apps. That is the most high-pressure apps jump you'll ever see. It's like, hit it or die. Instead, Maka gets a kill. Now they know there's no player on site. The bomb can transition around. We got a round on our hands.
Oscar not able to send it into his advantage right there. He tried to track the pulse pop, but not able to land the kill. hAdji is going to do a little bit extra damage, sure. But the flank is covered. Maka's finding all these kills right now, handling business here. Quartz and Oscar left wondering what happened to their advantage. It's since faded.
That's going to be so frustrating. Maka's done such work in this round, and Oscar's just going to try and save. If you're ZEDKO, that has to be frustrating. You get the initial kill, peeking out. You get all the way around into T-ramp, get the kill. At that point, it should be over. It should be done. But the problem is, because your teammates were getting aggressive down Banana, you don't have anyone to rotate around to bolster the A defense. Big problems. That's a tough one to lose for Sinners. Saving the op means they might be able to get a buy around this, but it's going to be tough. That loss bonus is diminished. That one's going to sting. You had every advantage in your favor. You had the 5v3 downing. But you can't bring it through.
Really frustrating finish right there. Best way to put it there. Maka dancing around. I mean, the only perfect route right there that you could have found with the bomb is covering for that first kill and getting your way in towards apartments, joining the rest of your team. If you try and run through arches, you're falling to the op of Oscar, and you know, you could count that round right there. Manages to bypass the defense like an absolute ghost. Quartz, one dig. I like that. You know what I mean? Confidence right there, peeking down mid up against the op.
You like a one dig? Couldn't imagine.
Dig.
Couldn't imagine.
I like a deagle forced by more.
Why not? Back against the wall. Tough spot. It's not even a forced buy, right? They got money in store for the next one. So if they can get something around here, that'd be huge. That'd be immense. Utility in. Somehow still Lucky's punished. It's a 2-for-1 though. They'll take it. The stack is here. The stack is on, and now they know where the op is. So they're gonna rotate.
That.
The op's gonna.
Little fake out. He made noise over in towards Speedway.
Oh, look at this. They stick around, they throw
diving
the util, they suck him back into the hold, and then, oh, wait, we wanted A all the time. Whole time. It was about A. Moto smoke.
Quartz.
All on Quartz.
On the shoulders here, he will fall. So, you know what that means here. Gonna be a save for Oscar.
Unless. This would not be the time, Oscar, for you to change your philosophy on saving the op. Ooh. Ooh. It's a moment there. I'm like, is that a wall bang?
Yeah. It's lined up through like a couple inches of concrete. I think there's a van in between that wall and the site nowadays.
It's definitely not a wall bang, but there are so many moments where I'm looking at a fight. I'm like, really? That's wall bangable? If I've learned anything from watching Pro CS, it's that you should just, anything that looks like it might not be like 6 feet of solid stone, you should try and wall bang. I watched a full-on spray duel last night through Ticket. Through the corner, like the far corner of Ticket. One player spamming out with a deagle and then got spammed back with a Galil. Like, you could spam everything now.
Yeah, I mean, CS players are getting nerdy with it nowadays with how much they practice their lineups. You know, you actually have people that know like right pixels to right places to stand to just find those wall bangs. A lot of it's on Mirage.
The craziest wall bang I ever found, I think it was actually Mark. It was Bach who found it, and we were nerding out about it on a LAN one time when we just had a delay and we were messing around on a map. But on old Cobble, there was a spot where when you were up top in drop room, you could op spam and wallbang one of the common positions on platforms that CTs would hold.
Miss Cobble.
Never saw that one deploy. It was pretty slick.
ZEDKO. I mean, you like the ambition. Pushing through that smoke. It does feel like at this point they're just kind of grasping for whatever, you know? What if this play works and like finally get us back on the board, back into the swing of things, but looks a bit silly in the end.
It worked once. Gotta do some. The opportunities here have been limited. Deep banana control, at least for Sinners. Something to work with. That's a big one. That's a big find. In towards apps. Dropping down XOCs. Now you got the advantage. Now you got this control. But, shock. Lost immediately on B. Was that just smoke spam? I think it was. And that's going to suck B-stick back over. It means that this defense is now very spread. Got to be a little careful. hAdji, you're isolated with the bomb. Your teammates have the right idea. C's on towards B with that kill found. But hAdji's nowhere close at hand. Actually, he might have
They're
slipped
going to push down banana. Yeah, Oscar, he's going to find himself down towards the bottom of banana. They completely evacuated A. Oh my god,
no.
Maka just deletes him. Here's that call. hAdji can just dive on out towards apartments. There's no resistance left on towards this A bomb site. And Quartz is going to show up a little bit late to the party.
They gotta go. They gotta go. Now they spotted Querts. Pushed off, smoked out, dropped down.
Peek.
Smoke is bad, but the kill is great. And so the bomb, just in the nick of time, did not leave themselves any margin for error. But it is still going to be an 8th round on for 3D Max.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. There was 1 second as the bomb goes down there, just about enough. These plays, these late rounds are from just insanity from 3D Max.
Yeah. They said plenty of time. Plenty of time. What are you worried about? Plenty of time. I don't even know what you're concerned about. It's all fine. Maybe a big sigh of
Wow.
relief there. If you're the coach, you know, watching that, you're like, fucker.
Stressful job.
Stressful job indeed. Shout out to Killazoo, the coach of 3D Max. I'm
Hardest
sure,
workers in
honestly, this
esports,
is
those coaches.
This has got to be one of those teams that's just crazy to coach, because sometimes you're watching like Joko or XCC or Lucky make a big play, and you're like, no, 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 yes, okay, all right, cool, it worked.
I just remember that that early play in Ancient of. Imagine just watching Exorcist just dive through a
Yeah, just walk through the mid
Red Room
smoke.
into like a full team, and you're like, huh. But then you don't want them to lose that identity as well, so you're not saying too much about it. Maybe about that play in particular, but it is, you know, core to this roster. Their standards here are set that, you know, they like to get in your face. And if you're trying to take that away from them, I think they lose a bit of that competitive edge. Making sure that they don't lose their heart here. 3D Max finding themselves up 8-2. Phenomenal work on this T side already. They've got opportunities for even more right now.
See if they can do it. We got a player in spawn. What's going on with hAdji?
Maybe he went back to get some utility.
Did something get? Is it? Did a nade get
maybe
blown
he got
under
stuck
something?
under a bench.
I think he got
Go
the
check
bench.
under the benches.
I think he got the bench play. There's another player going back to check it out. What's going on? Are they resetting this round? What's going on? Maka's going looking for it.
What?
Huh?
What do they need so bad?
I don't
You
think
know,
this
like,
round's live, man. I don't know. No, it is. Damage has been done.
Damage.
50
Yeah.
seconds. There was something that they were trying to get. It got wedged into the garbage bag.
Yeah, I
in,
think so.
In spawn, I think. Maybe a smoke or a molly or something that they needed for their setup. So.
Whatever it needed, it looked like they desperately wanted it.
Yeah, clearly. Here comes the take. Here comes the approach. Smoke gets body blocked. Still works, but shot can see over flower pots is the key piece here. Oh no, it actually still blooms, even with him hitting it on his shin. Oh, no shock. Delivers himself right in. Beastick burning for reasons. And he's done. It's over. It's done. This has to be a save. Sinners just have been locked out of so many of these rounds now, and 3D Max putting on 9. This has become dominant.
No question about it. Fantastic work being done so far here. Just a execution. They did delay it and get that counter flash. That was why you saw that dive on in. There was a flash setup for him, but they're not pushing forward with those executions. So much they wait just like a couple seconds before they push, and they base out that attention. And denying the op safe here is one thing. Can they deny it much more here? Well, there's an op for ZEDKO. Could be hand delivered.
All right.
It's worth the attempt to go for all of these exits. They have plenty of money to buy. I say plenty. Maka's actually the only one with much reserves, and hAdji, so.
There's only one round. Only one round.
Yeah, they're good.
Whatever. They're gonna buy just fine. So last round of the half. Some guns saved enough. And the op picked up as well. So Oscar's gonna have his favorite gun, but it has been the bright spots have been few and far between for Sinners. And this half could end just the same way. Even when 3D Max have to spend the first minute of the round fiddling around in garbage bags trying to find something and spawn. Apparently they can still get her done. So maybe we're learning why pros aren't enjoying playing this map right now if the scenery keeps eating nades.
Yeah. Twice in one map is wild.
Chomp chomp.
And for both teams, I guess at least it's a little bit of you know, karma for Beast. He gets some justice. But it didn't really help much. They still had enough execution power to just blast him out of the server with a essential 5v3 post plant. Bit of whiplash here. They're back to the defaults.
Minute off the clock now. That was some deep banana control from Sinners, so 3D Max are respecting it, but might want to re-clear it. Be Oscar who's committed here with the AWP. Here comes the move. He's up on top of the half wall. Spots the shot. Has to drop now. Util will go out to give him the space, but it is going to push him further back in towards the site and drag B-Stick back over to support. So they maybe don't get the kill, but 3D Max get what they were looking for out of that exchange. Oh, unless Oscar just goes back. The confidence there to re-clear, re-swing, re-fight, and now here we go. Advantage Sinners for the first time in a very long time.
And they'd be able to break that steam here from 3D Max heading into the second half. Shouldn't have much more to say if you're lucky here. Turning that corner. Oscar misses out on the shot here initially, but look who stands right beside him. It's B-Stick to finish off the half with 3 closing out for Sinners.
Back into the action here with the second half. Commanding lead for 3D Max. But Sinners, just a little bit of sweetness on the end. Little uplift right at the tail moment. So they got a chance here, Cole.
Little sweet treat for them. Just to break that train that 3D Max was able to take in that first half here. We'll see if that does offer up much relief long lasting here. I feel like Sinners have been already pretty resilient. I mean, again, it was that 8 rounds in a row that they had to manage to deal with on Ancient to close things out. They were up 6-0. They turned out to be down 8-6 later on in the second half. So pretty good when they lose their ground here. We'll see if that gives them any grace in this one. Execution towards B is exactly where they want to be here to deal with just a solo Lucky.
Shock.
That should do it.
Able to deal with him. It's looking good now. Gonna be retake setup, and Oscar is showing chaos in the rotation. You can't get through until you deal with him, and he's not gonna let you. So it really is just ZEDKO trying to make a one-man retake happen. Thinks better of it, but where does he even stay alive? Gotta try and wait for his teammates to get involved here. So ZEDKO will just tuck into the church. Attempt to wait out Oscar, but Oscar is a patient one. Take up top banana. B-Stick's holding this, and with that kill, I mean, it should be just about done. And indeed, well, it is eventually. Well, team damage there, but all good. ZEDKO dealt with 4 players alive. A commanding pistol for Sinners as they look to maybe mirror that first half back.
Success in that department at the very least. Bring in some extra life here. Great entries coming through from Shock to find the first. That's Lucky just trying to do some work buying time here. It's always the case when you are so low on that B side, you got yourself a smoke, but when you peek forward there, take that secondary duel and die early, there's no time to be bought. You've just lost the sight. You've lost your ground here. Full eco for 3D Max. They have themselves a pretty big advantage, so they don't feel the need to continue to press the issue. You can understand why. 5 players stacked over towards that B side as well, so let's see if we can have any fun with the default pistols.
Got the right stack early. It's kind of funny. A lot of teams, so this is layers on layers, right? A lot of teams will put that one smoke on one player on B and then move the stack onto A. So here they throw the smoke, but the stack was actually here the whole time. It's a little bit of tomfoolery, a little shenanigans. They haven't revealed it yet. There's no flash. If there was a flash, this would be really interesting because you could flash through the CT smoke, but they're just going to swing. They're ready for it. They're waiting for contact on the teammates. Look at how stacked up they are. Now they go. And into the firing squad they go. No issues here. Just not enough oomph behind that swing to actually get anything done.
Not quite enough power there. It will fall eventually. Able to handle the pressure right there. Sinners of the USPs. No big deal. This is where the rubber's going to meet the road for them, though, right now. This purchase will do from 3D Max first gun round. You want to start to close that distance if you can win this first gun round. We're talking a 2-round game there, realistically. I mean, I know 3D Max is pretty efficient on the half buys, so you can't count them out of rounds ever, but this is the path that you need to take if you're going to come back into this map here. You can all start with this gun round right now. Not even a big bonus here. They get the AKs out.
Once again, holding on to that B presence early. We did see, I mean, this kind of mirrors what they like to do on Ancient. I know Inferno is such a different map than Ancient, but we saw the, 4-man outside B, one guy holding on to A presence was where Sinners were most comfortable. And so far, it's a little bit of a mirror. Here comes the hit, here comes the move. ZEDKO gonna get the first. Lucky's here as well. Lucky is no longer here. ZEDKO fighting, dueling, brawling, staying alive, but he's out of time and out of life. And this retake, never even to get a chance to get started. They lost Maka in spawn. And there's still a ZEDKO hunting. So hAdji, good luck.
Ooh. Thought he was safe right there. Not the case. ZEDKO is on your heels. Swats out Exorcies. So you could maybe start to kick it into gear right now for this. Yeah, you can see Oscar eager for the kill as well. Smells blood. It's chicken. Maybe smells chicken instead. But I think he's managed to bypass the big worries right now. And again, Sinners do what they need to do here. Win the crucial gun round. I was just talking about it. Now it's a 6-round game for them. Only 3 to close the distance. 80 Max, their lead could since fade away here soon.
What are they gonna put around this? We know they love a force buy. We know they love a force. Well, okay, they don't love a DC. We've lost KWERTZZ over on the center side, so it seems like this is gonna be a moment, which gives 30 Max extra time to talk through what they want to do here, right? I mean, you could just put armor P250s on everybody and get a pretty good buy going. XSCs could even drop like a Deagle if they wanted to get a little bit more oomph onto it. That might just be enough. You know, a flash here or there, go for some cheeky peeks. Or you get really frisky. You chase everything on into this. You give the SMGs up. We know they like a little bit of aggression. Based on Lucky's buy, I'm going to say it's the half.
Yeah, 100%. Gonna give him some oomph in this purchase. Definitely giving advantages to Sinners. I feel like there's always that chance if you like save 2 or 3 rifles that you can still bring in a decent purchase. Maybe you get a force buy rolling, especially with this sort of lead. I know we just talked about how quickly it can collapse at MR12, but they still have themselves a lead. So if you wanted to keep that pressure upon Sinners, going for that force buy would be the way to do it. But only saving that single rifle there really isn't enough here.
No, not about it. Not about it. It does feel like this is one of the maps that has maybe most dramatically shifted towards the attacking side, in terms of some of the advantages of CS2. You know, we had seen it in Go before the shift over to the new game, even with how good T utility had become at manipulating rotations and controlling space, that we were seeing the heavier T lean, and then just the new game has blown it wide open. So tough to solve solutions here for 3D Max, especially in this one. Single HE. I kind of want to go back to the nade stack, right? We've been seeing heavy B leans early on. Solution to that is you just nade them to oblivion.
What about getting this extra run boost for a couple seconds of speed here? hAdji, speed down in towards middle here, but no avail. Finds himself a one and done, but
lost the
that's
rifle.
about all they will gather. And yeah, that is the rifle on the floor, and it's not recoverable.
It's the tough part about putting the big gun on the aggressive swing. It's gone. And there's no one on A. And 3D Max aren't going to bother fixing that either, because at this point, they're looking at it and they're saying, look, either we catch them here on this B play, or we're safe. Let's be real. Oh my goodness, it might work. Shock.
Oh.
Shock. Haven't spotted anything yet. Gonna clear this, but it's about contact with Lucky at the same moment as Joko. And no, Lucky's a little bit too far back. Just a pinch. Now Maka's been spotted. They know where the last player is. They can plant freely. And Shock gets to try his luck at the carnival game. Okay, his teammates are coming over. I was gonna say it's actually important that Shock not give him an AK, but the opportunity will not be allowed to him.
Nicely done. Shut that down. Do have a chance at the shootout right there, but taken away from his teammates. Stealing his ecos. It's okay. He already got his eeks. Because he was so diligent on these clears. You love a diligent player like that. Shock making sure he doesn't get caught off guard. Doesn't get too lackadaisical in the advantages up against the eco. Covers all of his bases. Make sure that he you know, keeps his team safe and sound in that round.
That's how you really well earn those eeks, right? It's not a hollow eek. It's a good eek. A strong eek. A weighty eek, one might say.
Oh. It's not fun there. Yoko getting blasted here. hAdji is going to put some pressure, taking an elevated angle. Shock shouldn't expect this one. He's diligent, but he's not going to clear out these corners, is he? No, he's not in time at least. Yoko down to 12 HP, but still standing.
That's what I needed. The utility's severely limited at this point, but in the 5v4, they can lean a little bit more on the brawling. hAdji, the only player with proper nades at this point, and he's hit. So they'll lean this stack over, trusting that the utility can give these A-site defenders a little bit more to work with. And 50 seconds on the clock. Centers aren't really betraying their intentions just yet. Holding on to apps, now starting to shift more into the B control. But actually, no, they're still milling about. 35 seconds. They're going to have to make a decision soon.
Don't have a lot of utility either here to work with. They got a couple smokes for a good old execute. Golfin and CT.
Like
But yeah, you're right. And I think you're on the money there. They're going to start moving back over towards the A side here. It's just Beastic left to sell it. We'll see how much he can gather, but quickly knocked down. Seems a bit half-hearted there. Now it's just 3 players versus 2 on this A-bomb site.
They spotted nothing. They got the right read on hAdji. Nice nade. Dunker, but there's no time. There's no time. There's no clock. Bomb, out of time, out of chances. Round's over. And they'll all die before the clock expires at the very least, but that is 3D Max finding a much-needed round. And not only that, 5 alive. Cole couldn't have done it any better.
Not at all. Perfect little double up on the defense there. Definitely saw the lacking numbers on that A-bomb site, but if you're Sinners, you're going to panic to get on in towards that site. Your clears are going to be a little bit less covered. Not enough resources to get past. 3D Max are finally on the board here for the second half, and it just takes them getting back onto the guns once again. Look at that confidence. That speedrun down banana right there. There goes a man on a mission. And we'll claim full space.
Quiet. It's the quietest round we've had in a long time. Full minute off the clock, and we've got no damage. So a little bit of fainting on utility. T's are holding onto a lot of it. T's are holding onto a whole lot of it. Now 45 seconds, they're going to start to make their moves. Just now taking some banana control. This is very passive. 35 seconds. No vision towards mid, but the bomb is shifting this way. Oh, Sinner's really going to play with this. They are pulling the rotation over towards B, but there's still this 2-man defense. 25 seconds. Apparently they've done enough. Here comes the hit. 20 seconds. Can't make mistakes. hAdji can shut this all down. He's found one. Only one. And now the swing back in. Exorcise under pressure in the pit. Out exposed, and it works. 10 seconds. No margin for error. They never gave themselves a second chance, but they didn't need one.
I mean, they have to make it work right there on that A side. And they just about have enough time to find those trades. Everything has to go right for them. But they sell those 2 rotates because if in the back of your mind, if you're 3D Max and they're executing on towards B with 25 seconds left, throwing that utility, you wouldn't think ever in this world that Sinners were going to dive back and make that risky play. They just ran into the problem last round of not having enough time to get that late reroute. But it was so intentional from Sinners, and it's going to net them in the 8th round tier. 3D Max happy to save 3 rifles. That's nice, but the rounds still flow here, despite just a hiccup in the last.
That felt like pushing all your chips into the table on a bluff, right? Ballsy. Crazy. But 3D Max are the ones who blink. They bite on it. They move over. They shift off of the ideal setup for the defense. And the end result is Sinners get an 8. Keep this contentious. Keep this close. Feels like another one where we're going to come down to the wire, doesn't it, Cole?
Give us all the rounds here. All the rounds, all the maps. It's all about 3D Max taking claim to 3 more here to keep them in this series. So they fight for banana control. Great setups, great flashes, shot down early, and almost B-stick too. Could have got a sweet little treat there right through the smoke as This is going to force Sinners to maybe make a move quicker towards that A side here. ZEDKO gets 2 in towards apartments, and yeah, that's about goes as you would expect. They do have a wrap here. This is their last little line of hope, is that KWERTZZ and Oscar can get the job done.
Well, there's the check. There's the spot, but the kill from KWERTZZ. It's been deadly. And now he's going to put the doubt in their mind, right? This forces Lucky to consider the possibility the player could slip CT, and indeed, that's what KWERTZZ is trying to do.
He knows Lucky's here.
Massive duel between these two.
Oh.
This is everything for the round. Oh, and Lucky can't win it. KWERTZZ so snappy. He's pulled the B player off. And the bomb's still back in spawn, shifting forward. They're trying to get information. XSCs doesn't know what's happening here. And now Maka finds the kill, but that should tip Sinners off that B might be vacant. They don't know where hAdji is.
I have no idea.
Oh, wrong site, wrong choice. Flipped a coin. It came up wrong. Let's see if they can still get it done. Into the 2-on-2 on the fight.
There's just no way. I mean, they're still waiting. Time is ticking. This Molly's though gonna be perfect for the location. Oh my God! Missed top shot.
Had to do it. Down to the 1v1. Dancing over the box. The sidearm. He's got it.
Oh my God! Everything has to go right here again for Sinners. They just about get it done right there. Absolutely unbelievable. There's just no way in the 2v2, you're talking 10 seconds left, that they managed to make that happen. But they just have enough in the tank right there. The molly's so perfectly placed. hAdji has to reposition, doesn't catch the crossing towards the site, and a missed op shot from Maka costs him dearly here. It's a 1-round ball game right now.
Wild. Wild. And here's where the pause comes in from 3D Max. I'm not sure if this is sorting an issue or just a little time to catch a breather. Presumably the investment's going to come back in. The money's good enough, but this one's going down to the wire. This one's going all the way down. On Sinners, this is where they thrive, right? We saw it on Ancient. They're comfortable taking it the distance, taking it all the way. And the big guns are starting to hit. KWERTZZ in that last round, phenomenal, right? The weight of the world was on his shoulders. Getting that space, taking that ground, putting the pressure on. He was the guy who bisected the defense, who really opened things back up for his team. And then his teammates were able to capitalize.
I mean, again, this is the newest member of a long-standing core here. Especially when you talk about Oscar coming back into the fray.
Well, you and I were talking about it. The last time Sinners was in the ESL Pro League was season 14. And on that team, 4 of these players were there. Shock, Beastic, Oscar, and ZEDKO were there. Neofrag was the only different player. And KWERTZZ is more than ably filling in for what Neofrag was doing back then. That's 2 years ago. Over 2 years ago that they were in Pro League.
Yeah, that was Oscar on his year-long break with, was it Gorillas that he played with for that year?
Gorillas that turned into Titans or whatever. Yeah. The org that was so bizarre that never announced and then never actually did anything.
And then he said a year of time wasted after he left and went back to the roster. But hey, it might not be wasted time if you join back and you make yourself another appearance here in Pro League. They are now just a couple rounds off of that point.
Actually crazy to think about that episode of just like an org paid a lot of money to never do anything with their team. Wild.
We love esports.
We love esports. Big banana control, this time not punished either. Beastic has gained so much more ground than Sinners have been used to getting early. So they're really changing up the pace of play here. Counter smoke comes out though, that'll slow things up. Joko spamming just to make sure. Not getting cheeky behind this. Indeed, it pushes Sinners back. So they want him to pick up the pace coming off of the little bit of time. You know, maybe catch 3D Max slipping. 3D Max, no slips. They got those little bath mats down with the grippies.
Grippy socks on too as well, so it's grip on grip.
Grip on grip, hospital style. No slipping here.
Keep them stuck in place right now. But finally, it has to be a bit of relief that Sinners are at least able to take this control. Yoko was so effective at it, winning out on banana duels. But they have to deal with a bit of a more passive setup right now. We'll see how much of a fake can be caused over towards this A side. That's great utility here. And if you're 3D Max, you're trusting in Maka with the op to really save your team to strife. So they're still going to have this 3-man B lane here for a little while.
It's work for them, and now here comes the exec. 25 seconds again, not exactly a lot of margin for error.
Oh my god.
Comes out, that's a problem. Beastic gets one, that could be enough, but no. The shutdown is here. It's a hail of utility, mollies, nades, flashes, everything. But they've gained the site, and they should be able to get the bomb planted. hAdji wants to deny, but he can't risk it at this point. But compromising the retake. There'll be a 3-on-3 retake. Sinners somehow make this work again. hAdji going ahead of his team. That's a little bold. Maka was nowhere near at hand. There was plenty of time on for that retake. But 3D Max, they force the issue. They try and catch Sinners off on the timing, and, well, it's only good for one. So this is going to be a Maka save. This is going to be Sinners tying up the scoreline once more. And this time, the money's broken.
Seems like the pace, the aggression right there from 3D Max, well, sometimes it can be good to catch you off guard, leave some burnt up right there by KWERTZZ again. I mean, we just talked about him here. His fresh face to the roster has to fill in essentially what was Neofrag's shoes just 2 years ago. And man, does he deliver 3 kills in the round. It's such a crucial turning point for Sinners as they tie things up, go on a 7-1 run at this point in time. And find themselves, again, only 3 rounds away from locking in not only the finals here of ECL, but a Pro League position as well, guaranteed.
Maka's going for a little bit of a look here. In towards all, but they don't want to get over ambitious with it. They don't want to give it up here. This one, so much rides on. You're fully invested. You managed to make the buy work, but the economy, it's going to be limited. You've only got the 1 kit. You don't have a ton of utility. Lucky has that kit. He's over here towards B. And they're giving him solo responsibility for it as well. Smoke's gonna
It's one of those smokes.
There might be another one here. Let's see if the bench ate it.
Hungry bench.
I don't know if they gave him
Careful
anything.
when you throw those smokes, but yeah, I don't think they've left him with anything, because honestly, they wouldn't have a lot to leave him with.
No.
And in doing so, as that smoke fades away soon, they're going to execute, beat him to the punch here. There's no one close by to help out Lucky at all.
Ooh, Molly down. Is that enough to slow them? Is that enough to get the rotation over? Maka's trying to go for it. They're getting aggressive down mid now as well. There's still ZEDKO as the potential issue, the potential lurk. Maka's on the angle. He's going to get Lucky. That's a shot through smoke. But Lucky, not so lucky himself. The bomb will be down. The flank will be fast. They've dealt with the lurk. So there is a man advantage here for 3D Max. There's a bit of utility to get through. A smoke, a molly, a nade. And a kill. That's so important. Now they're propelled forward. ZEDKO taking command here. And Oscar's left on his lonesome. And he's in a really tough spot now. Mollied out. Run on down. ZEDKO will eventually find this kill. It's actually hAdji to put in the last bullet. But 4 players survive. 3D Max hang on to the lead. It's taken everything they've got. They're clinging to it. White knuckling it. 3D Max are not ready to give up Inferno.
I mean, massive credit right there to 3D Max. And even though Lucky doesn't land a kill in this round, I think that Molly just bought enough time for those flanks to formulate quickly. And for them to deal with that lurk. ZEDKO, I felt like he was in a position where at least he was guaranteed a single frag. But they were aware of that. They were so prepared for his lurk. And maybe that's the familiarity of this matchup here. You know that if Sinners are going to be executing in, they got those 4-1 setups as such a common style for their T side. And even though those pressure was put onto Lucky, they were still ready to deal with the presence all over the map here. Faster control being taken right now. This could be interesting in apartments. ZEDKO going to meet too early. Wow, what an angle right here. This is something special. They're going to peek forward, exercise right into the tripwire. Headshots here. Exercise is knocking them all down, but finally sit back in here as Maka steps forward as well. It's 3D Max with a wake-up call.
That's the kind of off angle that gets you a 3rd map. That's the kind of play, putting an extra wrinkle into your defense this late on. The bomb now at your feet. Oscar, desperation pushing through, only launching that C4 further into their clutches. Beastic, 9 HP, watching map point hit the board, and there's just nothing he could do about it. He's a goner. He's done. And now 3D Max, not only are they on map point, not only do they get 2 shots at this, it's pistols against them. It's looking like we're going to get a third. It's looking like we're going to get Anubis.
That's so sick right there, man. I love the little follow-up as well with Maka holding the right in between his legs right there. That is going to net them map point here. 3 mapper looking more and more likely. Sinners again left with pots and pans, Deagles to save them. The worry here, these HEs have been so effective throughout the entire half here.
Aggression, why not? Here's your hallmark. Take that banana control, seize it, get a kill. Now have that deep map control. Did they just tick the molly in apps? Okay, Maka, don't go for the push anymore. You tick that. You gave the audio cue. Maybe get off this angle, brother. Not interested. Maybe it's just pistols on the other side, but they pinch you in apps, and it doesn't matter what you're holding.
Yeah. Ooh.
ZEDKO slipped the gap. And he'll slip back out.
They're wide awake right now. No long-term advantages to be found. Maybe some good positions, but hAdji gonna catch him with the molly as well. This is all but over here. Oscar just left around the corner. We'll give at least one parting gift, but 3D Max gonna stay alive in this series despite Sinner's best efforts to come back into this one. They will close out 13.
Another tenacious game, another long fought one, one where we thought Sinners might just pull ahead a few times, but 3D Max find the rounds that they need. They find the big